Now, when someone lies or covers something up, right, the reason is, right, John also said the men are not being worthy to look upon the seven seals. And they're on the back of some book, but you don't know what book that is. They're on the back of, right, front and back, right. And this doesn't have and front and back words written on it, right? So you can't figure out he's saying the Bible's being sealed. Certain information is being hidden from you by men, right, who won't be worthy to look upon it. As Isaiah pointed out in chapter 28, starting at verse 11, all the way to the end of the chapter, if you care to read that far. even See, it's like playing a puzzle without all the pieces, right? You can put the puzzle together so far, but then you're going to run out of pieces, right? And then those pieces are going to be blank, right? Without the answer to the puzzle, right? Now, if you have the box, you know what the puzzle's supposed to look like, right? But if you don't, then you only know some of what it looks like, right? That's called an illusion, right? Right. That's part of the picture, but you don't have all the pieces, right? Now, another problem seems to be writing it out, right? In other words, when John spelled the word mastois, he spelled it specifically relating to the Septuagint's use of this word, right? And Luke's used the word too, right? It's not just found arbitrarily in the Old Testament. It's found when talking about a certain thing only a woman's breast can do, right? Suckling with a child, right? A male's breast can never suckle a child's. Right. With milk. But Christ's breast could, right? That's what John means, right? But why won't men see it? Because their breasts can't. Right. This makes Christ, like the Gnostics said, a true hermaphrodite or an androgynous being, right? But why do men not want to see it, nor their women? They choose not to. See, worthiness or unworthiness is a what? Choice. Either you're worthy of something, or you're saying you're not. But is God saying you're not? No. Is Jesus saying you're not? No. Who would say you're not worthy of it? Satan. Right. Only Satan, men who follow him would say you're not worthy of the truth. Not God. God never made its creature unworthy to know it. Even if you think it's some alien or they're messing with you about it, I don't know, right? Or they're developing technology they don't want you to know about, whatever it is, right? However it answers to it, right? Whatever they're doing in Roswell or wherever, right? Or the Russian Roswell, right? It's all about the military's ability with technology, right? That we're advancing ourselves using things God gave us, right, in the first place on the planet that we figured out can work this way. Now, some think it has to do with aliens, right? But even if our planet, right, is similar to theirs or different than theirs, how do they know, right? Unless they too develop the technology themselves. See? Kind of simple as that, right? But if they don't have the technology, right, it don't matter either, because God made the planets. Not just the earth, right? The world's in heaven and earth, right? This is a world, but there could be other worlds in heaven, right? I read it where the Gnostics said that too, right? But men read that and freak out. Oh, there's other worlds, right? Oh no! Right. The Gnostics are lying, said the Orthodox. They're lying to you. Don't trust them. Right. Constantine started burning their books. Right. Does that sound like the reaction of a sane man or an insane man? Right. But you call me crazy because, like the prophets in the Bible, I might have heard a voice say, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Why would a prophet hear that voice? Or why would God say that to one of the two witnesses? I don't know. A man who dreamed of a phone with a bright light shining from it. Does that mean I think Sheena Johnson is unworthy to be my wife? I don't know who she is. Right. She don't know who I am, though, either. Right. I don't know who I am. When I met her, I was just looking for a girlfriend like any other man. Right. And when it went badly, I had to deal with that. Right. But when it was over, I let her go, too. Right. I held on so long like a good boyfriend would. I also had to let her go like a good boyfriend would. See, it's like, again, Jacob with Rachel or Jacob with Leah. Right? When he was with Leah, right, he called her Rachel all night, right? And she didn't correct me. But again, right, she still was with him. Rachel too, eventually. Right. But she didn't get pregnant until last. Why is that? Right. Is there a reason? Right. Well, 7 years was the deal, right? Now, it's not written in the story, though, how old he was when he had Joseph. But he was only supposed to wait 7 years, right, to have him, right? So all we know is when his was sold, he was 17, right? And Benjamin was born before that, right? Though we don't know how old Benjamin was, right? The only age we're given, right, after Abraham, right, or a certain number up to Noah, right, that's all we're dated to, too, right? Then the genealogy changes, right? He don't give the age, right, anymore, from after the flood till him, right? Though he mentions 400 years between either Joseph and Moses, right, or Abraham and Moses, right, because of the Canaanites having the sin or something, right? I don't know what he meant by that, right? either, right? But it's in your Bible too, right? Their sin had to be completed or something, right? And again, right, we have to figure it out, right? John's right. If you think you're unworthy of it, you done defeated what he's saying, right? Don't you get it? If I'm telling you you're unworthy of it, right, do I agree with you you're unworthy of it, or I'm telling you that's the problem? That's the problem. That's the problem. What does it mean to be unworthy of it? You're dying, right? Because you're not worthy to live. Right. You're not worthy to know the truth of how much God loves you and how much the devil hates you and why you're dying with the devil. Mm-hmm. If we had sex with him, what would that do to us physically? Right. It would be the first STD that killed us 930 years later. Which makes sense with the ones we got today. Syphilis, gonorrhea, right. Herpes, right. AIDS, right. They don't kill you right away either. In fact, they might can develop a vaccine for some of them, right? But does that mean it's not what killed Adam and Eve either? No. But why can't you understand Moses' dualism when even in Judges they're comparing men to trees? The trees went out to anoint a king over them. It's the same word used in Genesis. Right. All the way through it, it says that. Even King David said, I'm like a green olive tree. Right. So you just don't want to deal with it. Right. You want to live how long you live, up to 120 years, I guess, and die. Now, who sees that as good? But the devil. Oh, no. How do I know? I read it. I don't argue with it. Right. I don't be mad if a Jew knows it or a Christian. But you're mad with the Jews, Christians, for denying Christ. But the Jews are mad with you for teaching a different Christ that they don't know. Right. But they're both wrong. Right. Hitler was just as wrong. Right. Even if he thinks he was a Christian. Right. And the Germans were just as wrong, even if they think they're being Christian. Right. It don't matter what group of people does another group of people wrong. Wrong is wrong, too, in the Bible. Right. Though you can't call good evil and evil good, means the same thing. Right. But you're not being worthy, which is a choice. Right. It's no different than your sex partner is a choice, right? Or not a choice. Now, if Sheila got intimate with me, she let me, right? If we didn't, we didn't. Right? Simple as that, right? And she made me move on, right? I was still in love with the girl. I didn't know what to do, right? I didn't know what happened, right? But I can guess if she freaked out like Pastor Thomas did when I told him. But guess what? You're not the first person I told, Sheena. You're not the last person I'll tell. I just told you too. But I think I'm one of the two witnesses. What does that mean? I can't find a girlfriend like Jacob did? Right. Well, I'm more Old Testament, honey. See, the Bible's two parts of the whole. As well, Paul said so. I know in part, so I prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, that which is in part shall be done away with. Right. Okay? What does that mean? Right. Which is the perfect one. It's your schoolmaster under Christ, but it's also about being saved by grace through faith, not of works he can mention us. Right. Does that confuse you when Jesus said, forgive to be forgiven, but as you condemn, you're condemning yourself? Right. Does that confuse you, Sheena? Or do the men in the pulpit confuse you? Right. Just like they did me. Right. When I told them I think I'm one of the two witnesses, you think they're going to jump up and down and shout hallelujah? They're not worthy of what I'm being shown by God. Right. So they're not going to ever be worthy. Right. My job ain't to make them worthy. I can't. Right. It's their job to make them worthy. Right. I keep telling you that I can't save a soul, nor can Jesus if you lie about him. Right. To them. Right. And all I can do is guess what they're talking about. They also describe a phoenix in the Gnostic Gospels. A phoenix is a bird that you burn till there's nothing left. I don't know, that's right, but ashes. And it arises from its own ashes. Peter! Did you burn Jesus' body when you found out he was both? Peter! Did you overreact that badly, Peter? I'm speaking to you spiritually and perhaps physically. I don't know all the details. But Paul speaks of 500 men. Right. That's enough to steal his body if Matthew's telling the truth. See, it's not simply that the Jews said he stole the body. The problem is, what would they do with it? Burn it in the trash heap? Burn it in Gehenna, Matthew? Did you agree with Peter to burn his body in Gehenna? Did you, Matthew? Because you feared a man more than you feared God? That's your sin. That's what you won't confess, and that's why we don't know what the hell you're talking about now. Right. That's why Constantine was able to confuse the church if he did. And guess whose fault that is? Theirs. Not ours. But they have to repent too. They have to confess the sin too. The only reason I'm confessing it is I don't want it to affect me. Right. I'm worthy to tell the truth. Are you? But Christ also suffered without the camp, as the bodies of the beasts are also burnt without the camp. Peter, what does Paul mean? Peter, I'm talking to you, leader of the apostles. What did you do when John said he saw a mass toys on Jesus? Burning like a witch? That what you think Moses meant? Your Messiah, you're to burn like a witch? Peter, after he was dead and crucified? Then nobody would recognize him, huh? Is that what John means? Because see, nobody's head and hair is white as snow unless you're burned to ashes. Only ashes is whiter than snow. Ain't that right, John? That's the only way your head and hair can be white as snow. Ever see ashes? They're kind of grayish too, huh? I don't know. See what I mean? Right. But this is what John said before he died on Patmos. That you can't understand it, because it goes against his own gospel about Jesus. Right. He talks to Jezebel, right, and tells her children will die with death, Sheena. Right. Are you a Jezebel? Right. Or a wife? Right. I tried to treat you as a wife, not a Jezebel. But, right. But if you want to be a Jezebel, you can be a Jezebel. Right. That's your choice too. That's your unworthiness too. Right. If you're not the one, you're never the one. Right. Sorry we had sex. Sorry if I even got you pregnant. Sorry if you had to do something about it or not. If we have a son, though, I don't have a problem with that. It's no different than Solomon having 1,000 children. Possibly. If he had sex with 1,000 women. Now, 300 were his wives. The other 7 were the ladies in waiting. Right. So did he pull a Jacob times 1,000? See, just 140 would be 100% of what Jacob did. I guess, right? 104? I don't know, right? Jacob was with 4 women, though. 2 of them were his wife's handmaids, right? So what did Solomon do? Sleep with the wives and the handmaids? Right. And who can tame 1,000 women? Right. And who's the Shulamite woman in Song of Solomon? Right. And what she all talking about? Now, it don't sound like she kissed him either. Right. She ain't had sex with him either. Mm-hmm. But maybe she ain't got pregnant yet either. Right. And wanting him to come back. Right. I don't know. See, the whole problem is, if I don't know, I can't say. Right. Either. Right. Why something is happening or not. Right. And I can't prove something that someone else can say is something else, even though I know where I was at the whole time, unless I left without knowing too. Right. Same thing about the salon. Right. The only place we could have done something is either in the salon, or we took the car I brought and went back home. Which means either she went with me or not. Right. But if I lost an hour, we did more than play patty cake. Right. She had to prove something, not me. I didn't go there to have sex with her, but to get my nails done. Right. And when I lost my time place, and I came to an hour after, to both protect her and me from what happened. Right. Because, see, if I do something with her, we can only do it there or at my place. Right. Which ain't that far, about 10 minutes there and 10 minutes back. Right. That still leaves 40 minutes for sex, maybe. Right. If, again, I didn't know she was 37 or 50. Right. But the difference is, I asked, not because I knew she was 15, right, but because I didn't know her age. Now, if she chose to tell the truth, right, that she was 15 and working in her dad's store, and I was talking about it to some idiot on YouTube, right, and they made her think I meant her when I didn't know about her. And her name was Michelle too, like the girl at Chinatown. Right. Or a few other Michelles I know. And I even was with a Michelle. One I know of. Right. So again, what do you want me to do? Right. I know I did not mean her. Right. When I was talking about it either. But if she thought I did, who made her think that? Me or them? Them. The difference between sinning knowingly and unknowingly is you ask the person to protect yourself and her. What happened? And how old are you? Right. Not because you're mad that she's working in the store. They're mad because she's working underage and she could be tricking and sleeping with me. Right? I'm not thinking she would sleep with me 15 or 37. Right? At all. I didn't go into the store thinking I would get lucky. Though it happened before. With other women, I got lucky. Right? A few times. Right? The same day. Right. And that's all I would see it as if she told me she was 37. Only if after I came back or out the bathroom, which are the only two places we can go for privacy. Right. You can't have sex with her in front of the cameras. I know. And I'm not that big. 300 pounds to me may be different than 300 pounds to another person. Right. If I worked out, right. I know. And I'm more muscle than that. Again. Right. and asked her age. And I know again, even the girls at the massage parlor have to be over 18. If you're working them underage, that is again your lie. They're not lying. You're making them lie. And they can't do it either. And they can't do it either. See, they can't lie their way out of a bad situation. Right. They're putting themselves in. Right. When, like I said, I was looking it up online, what Georgia law said about working in one of those salons. Right. I didn't target her or mean her specifically. And I would tell them that afterwards if they told me she was 15. But it's too late if you let's go to the bathroom and come out. Like she's 37. Yourself. Right. Then she's acting like she has to do something about her life. Right? And the only thing she can come up with is me and her go to the bathroom. Right? Because if we leave the property, right, and come back, right, what's going to happen then? Right? It'll be worse for her. Right? She's still 15. Right? I don't know that, right? So I'm going to ask her, certain questions, right, before we do anything, including the nail job, right? But he's going to be mad with her and me, right? He's going to be angry, right, for her not knowing better and letting me trick her, but she also tricked herself too, so he's mad about that too, right? He's also going to want to lie about it and protect her because she can't do that either. Now, if she knew I was mentally ill and would easily believe her, right, she shouldn't have done it either. Right? I told her I always ask these things of my girlfriends, right, and they always told me the truth, right. Even she know it can't be over 18 and in the Navy, right? You can't join the Navy until you're what age? 18. Now, I was 20 when I joined, right? Well, that's what I mean. When you take something for granted, even if it was to sleep with me one time, that don't mean you didn't get pregnant. It just means I don't know. And that's your stupidity and his, right? That's you taking advantage of my bad situation and trying to make it worse, right? Where you weren't for, which I would never do that. I know better, right? I can handle a 4-year-old. I can tell a 4-year-old no, right? We're not supposed to do that. Even if you coach her to sleep with me, right? I can stop her, right? And bring her back to her mom. That ain't even a challenge, right? If she never did it, I would say, nah, you're too young for that. And I would joke around with her and make her laugh and know it's silly. Yeah. Exactly. Now, the problem is, if Miss Amanda had sex with her boyfriend, acting like we did something, right? And she didn't bleed, right? And then she pretended I didn't, and I wasn't with nobody, right? And then it must have been my stepdad, right? No. You weren't just alone with me, idiot, right? You never were. I cannot isolate you from your mother to do nothing with you, right? I wouldn't even try. Because again, right, I can't kidnap a 4-year-old without her mother calling the police. I don't have to be mentally ill or not to not know that, since I was shown that since I was a kid when I know what kidnapping is. Right. Even if I hear voices telling me to kidnap her, right, I'll say, nah, that's a bad idea, voice. Right? You're a bad voice. You're Satan. Right? I'll call the voice what it is. Bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. Am I? I know. But I'm around some who have done that to children, right? Who would do that to children, right? Pastor Thomas, is that a problem with your daughter? I don't know. I don't know. Did she think she's one of the two witnesses to it? 4 years old? Is that an issue? Is that why I was set up with a girl who had a 4-year-old daughter? I don't know. Right. But see, when you meet someone and they act like they instantly like you, right, you can both read that from the person, right, or not. Right. I've had that happen. Right. Several times, right, with women. Now, I don't lie. I tell Daphne the same thing I told Gina, but more up front. Right. You know, as I do now. Right. But what can I do about it if I'm accused and I can't prove nothing happened? Right. Nor can the other person prove anything happened. Right. Even if they got a video, unless they show it to me where I can explain what happened, they don't want me to see it because I can explain what happened. Right? But I know I'm banned from the store. Why? That's what I don't know. Right? Or do I? And I'm trying to protect the girl because I didn't know fully till after she was really 15. But I can also let it go. It was both our mistakes, right? Even though I'm 52 and she's 15, right? She ain't got to be with me again, right? But she shouldn't be with me the first time, but can't undo that either. Now, she's the one taking the risk, though, that I did or didn't get her pregnant, too. Right? And Daphne got pregnant by the 19th. We met the 15th. That means the 16th or after. 3 days. 3 days. So 4 days, right? Mm-hmm. Jonathan was born the 19th of November, right? We met the 15th, right? See how I used my head, I wouldn't have gotten so confused, but there again, right? I'm hearing voices and they can confuse me, right? Alright? Right. When someone you know, dealt with was pretty rational until that month, right? And then left you stranded, right? You're going to think they were kind of just using you the whole time, right? And only wanted the daughter, right? Well, you know not to get between the mother and her daughter, right? You don't get between a lioness and her cub. She wants the cub, not you. Even if the cub wanders into your den, right, you just give her safely back to the mom. And that way everything's fine. If everything wasn't fine, I wouldn't have been able to do it back to base. Uh-huh. The night of. Idiot. Let alone 15 days later. When I actually fell in September, right? A little bit more, a little bit less, just rounding up. Because the last week was the last week of August, right? When I moved back, that's all I know, right? Either the last weekend of August or the last week, right? And August has 31 days, right? Now, only if it ended and September 1st started differently in 94, right? Which I showed you all this, right? It's also easily proven or easily disproven. See, the girl, even if I didn't do nothing, if she's not a virgin, can still blame me, right? Though I'm not the only male she's around, right? That's the problem too. But I have less access to her even if she wasn't in there, right? Because my concern is first her natural reasons for waking me up, which is to drink, eat, pee, or shower, or poop, right? Maybe. I don't know, right? If she did or didn't, right? But if she did or didn't, right, it would be so unimportant to me, right? I might not really fully remember it either, right? But Daffy would if I had to wake her up. Again, right? That's the first problem, right? And the first solution, right? And then the daughter, she's 4, she ain't gonna have a clear memory of it unless it's like with me and my mom taking a shower at 3 or 4. Same age. Right? Remember that? Right. That's all I would think she would need. Right. At the most. Right? Right. I wouldn't masturbate to her even though I said I did in the book, in the dream, right? I'm careful what I'm saying and admitting to it. Right. That had to do with Pastor Davis wanting to masturbate too. That's so I was told, right? I'm saying it's okay, And then Pastor Brand kind of talking about it with the brother. Maybe all the way up to the pastor, I don't know. Right. I wouldn't go that far, right? If he didn't respect me enough not to want to do that with me, I sure as hell respected the pastor enough not to want to do that with him, if you know what I mean. Right. Yeah. I always thought not to do that with the pastor. I'm in Georgia, baby. We don't play that shit. No hand jobs. With your pastor. Ever. No, can he touch you? Right. Now, like I said, right, the counselor asked Shane if he wanted to feel something good, but he jumped out the bed. Said no. I can handle that myself. I agree. I can handle that myself. I don't need your help. I know what to do. Even before I met you, right? I knew what to do, right? I'm sure you did too, but you forgot that, right? You're wanting to touch a child, right? If I'm around it, that still don't mean I did it. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. Exactly. But someone's throwing it up in my face, aren't they? Right. They're trying to pimp out their 15-year-old daughter like she's 37. When I asked her age, and she's supposed to tell me, honestly, right? Even if she's working in the store, if she's 15, the only thing, 2 things could have happened, right? You could have got someone else to do my nails instead of her, and I'd be out in time, right? Or she could have told me she was 15, right, and do my nails herself, and asked me if I would mind it, that she was 15. And I probably would have said, oh, that's okay. I understand if you're trying to work, or get a little bit of money for school or whatever, or go out on the weekends. I did that myself when I was 15. So I had to find odd jobs. And you're supposed to be certified to be a nail technician. And I'm not wrong in that either. You have to have a high school diploma and a certification. But I'm not targeting her. I don't know it has anything to do with her even when I go in the store. Even after she lets me seduce her into the bathroom, whatever. Even after we come out and you tell me. It's too late, Lynn. But I forgive her too, right? See, that's all I can do is say, okay, we made a mistake, get over it, let it go, or call the police, right? Well, I know you tried to black me out, but what you do, shoot me or hit me over the head with a bat or something. I'm trying to cover you either way. Shoot me is worse than hitting me over the head with a bat, but either one's attempted murder or assault with a deadly weapon. Even if you don't kill me with either one. And if you don't kill me with either one, I gotta wonder, hello, where'd you get this idea from to shoot me? To black me out. Did you know the whole time, whatever your name is, I don't know fully, but I know enough to suggest what I would do both ways. And how I would react to the girl either way. And if I did something then, that's when you charge me, right? Because then you know, right? But if I don't know what I did, we're both being let off the hook. Right? All three of us, right? Even if you ever reacted or she did or whatever, right? Two of you, though, outnumber me. And your store is your store. Right? You control who comes in and out of it. You can even have the right to refuse service, but only if no shirt or no shoes, right? There has to be a reason. And usually it's a valid reason, right? Not just me going to the bathroom. Or you doing my nails the second time. Right? And I forgive her little role. I forgive my little role and your little role in it. Right? Get over it, right? Sir. Bye.